Hi, I'm Rick with Bestop, and today we're going to walk you through the installation of the Supertop Glide on the two-door 2018 and up JL Wrangler. These are all the parts that are included in the kit. I want you to take some time when you open the boxes, get familiar with everything, kind of inspect it all, lay it all out, and it'll help you with the installation as we go through the assembly. I want to start by showing you some of the parts we have over here. We have the 2 and 3 bow straps, the rear bow straps, seals, tie downs, all of the hardware. Don't get too worried about this. I know it looks like a lot, but it really just takes a couple of hand tools. And once you do a couple of these steps, you're going to be able to figure them all out real easy. We have the rear bow assemblies, the main mount brackets, quarter window retainers, Sunrider assemblies. These are the rear bow arms, tailgate retainers, 4-bar, 2-bow, 3-bow, 4-bow, and tailgate bar retainer. Door rails and all the soft goods, including the side windows and the rear window for the assembly. Now that you've got familiar with all the parts, we're going to go ahead and start our first step, which is assembling the upper and lower door rails. We've cleared all the parts away, and if you take some time, you'll notice there's a small sticker on the parts. They have a part number that you can cross-reference to the ice sheet if you like. The assembly on this is super simple. 2 M6 screws with 2 lock nuts. Kind of position the parts together, screw in from the bottom side, and then tighten those down. After you finish tightening these up, go ahead and do the same step on the other side. After we've pre-assembled the door rail and before you attach anything to the vehicle, we recommend you come over, washcloth and some soapy water. Go ahead and kind of clean up all of those mating points where you're going to be installing stuff on the vehicle. Don't forget to get the front on the windshield here where it's going to seal after you install the top. After having cleaned up the vehicle, we're going to attach the door rail. To do that, the upper clamps have a shoulder that fit into a receiver on top of the sport bar, and the lower has a pin that fits into the belt rail. To secure the bottom, we're going to use the small M8 and a washer. It's a T40 Torx. To secure the upper door rail, before you start the screws, make sure that this seal is not pinched or folded underneath. Then we're going to use the long M8 bolts. They come up from the bottom and thread into the upper clamp. Get those started, and then it's a T40 Torx to tighten them up. Just one quick note, be real cautious and turn the torque down if you're using power tools to attach these so that you don't damage any of the parts. After the door rails, we're going to install the tailgate bar retainer. There's a small pin on the bottom that goes into a hole on the belt, and you use the medium length M8 to secure that. It's a T50 Torx to tighten this one down. Once you've got this one secure, go ahead and repeat that on the other side. Pin goes in the hole on the belt. Medium length M8 bolt to secure it. After we've got the door rails and the tailgate bar retainer installed on the vehicle, we've moved over here to the table where we're going to begin putting together the main frame assembly. We've got a nice big area where we can lay the parts out. We're going to start with attaching the number 3 bow to the quarter window retainers. We're actually going to do this upside down on the table, and the way you tell that is this 3 bow has the nice big flat surface here facing up so that we can attach the quarter window retainer. That retainer, you tell there is a difference left and right. There's a long flat surface and then a smooth kind of curved surface that's going to go to the outside of the vehicle. There are 2 sets of holes. The ones that are farther apart are going to align to the 3 bow. It goes on top. You install using the M6 screws. Go ahead and hand start those. And then you can come back and tighten those up. It's a T30 Torx. Once you finish up this side, repeat that for the opposite side. Flat surfaces, the longer holes. I recommend you start with the round hole first and then do the slot. Tighten those up with the T30 Torx. After you've got the quarter window retainers attached to the number 3 bow, we're going to install the Sunrider arms. There's a right and a left. The way you're going to tell them apart is on the assembly that we've got laid out in front of us. This rubber bumper is going to be towards you in the inside, and the flange is going to be heading out towards the front. The 2 holes align with the shorter spaced holes in the window retainer, and we're going to attach using the M6 screws. I recommend you get these started finger tight. Start with the round hole and then move to the slot. Tighten those down with the T30 Torx. Once you've got that side, go ahead and repeat for the opposite. After attaching the Sunrider arms, I've rotated everything around sideways so it's easier for you to see what we're doing over here. What we're going to do is attach the number 2 bow assembly to the main frame now. Take some time, make sure you get this in the right orientation. This one's easy to get flipped around the wrong way. The way you make sure it's correct, when you line everything up, this round bow can pivot towards the table. When it's on the vehicle, it'll pivot up when you're opening and closing the top. To secure that, it's the 2 M6 screws. Go ahead and start those from the outside to the inside on the weld nuts. So go ahead and start these screws from the outside, finger tight. Finish off with the T30 Torx. Once you have these tightened down, make sure you get that other side. After having attached the two-bow to the main frame assembly, we've set that aside. Now we're going to do the 4-bar assembly to the main mounts. This one, I also recommend you take some time to get familiar with the parts to make sure you're putting them together in the correct order. The way you'll know that is on this bow, there's a round end that kind of has a little downward shape to it. You make sure that that is down and towards you. The round holes are away from you, and the brackets, there is a left and a right. The triangle shape is going to kind of be facing up with the long flat surface facing away from you. We're going to go ahead and zoom in for assembly to give you a real good look at how this goes together. This round feature kind of sticks down from the bottom. You want to make sure that's down and facing towards you. To complete the assembly, we're going to start by putting the thrust washer over the pivot, through the hole, the shoulder washer, then align the two flats with the flats in the bracket, the main mount, and then it's the washer and the M6 screw. Tighten that down with the T30 Torx. When it's done, it should rotate freely. So to complete the assembly, it's the pivot with the flat washer, the shoulder washer, align that with the flats in the bracket, flat washer, M6, start that, and finish with a T30 Torx. After you've completed that assembly, just double check it. You want to make sure that the 4-bar can pivot up and this round feature is kind of down in this orientation. After having done the 4-bar assembly to the main mount, we've brought the main frame assembly back to the table. It's in the same orientation as assembly. The flats are all facing up. We're going to position the 4-bar assembly, rotate it over so that the flat of the bracket is facing up, and the tab with the round feature and the two flats is going to attach to the tab with the round hole. We're going to do a close-up and show you the assembly on that. The pivot, the thrust into the round hole, shoulder bushing, kind of line that up. Tighten it with the T30. It's the pivot, the thrust washer through the round hole. This is the bushing. Get it snapped in position. And it's after we have installed the 4-bar assembly to the main frame, we're going to attach the rear bow arms. There's a right and a left on these, and this can be a real tricky step. So take some time to make sure you get the correct side. Over here, the way that you know you've got it correct, there's a little jog in the bracket that's going to kind of be away from this main assembly. And this bracket up here, the pin that goes into the sport bar is going to be to the inside. This arm should be parallel to this arm when you're done with the assembly. It's a little tricky, so we're going to show you that up close. Let's get started. We're going to take the pivot and the thrust bearing. We're going to position that in the large hole. The bushing. Then we're going to align the flats, the screw and the washer. We've moved to the other side. We're going to repeat those steps. Pivot and the thrust washer. Shoulder. Bushing. Screw and washer. Tighten that up. After we've attached the rear arm assemblies to the main frame assembly, get yourself a friend, have someone come over and help you out. We're going to flip this whole thing over for the next few steps. After we have flipped the assembly over, it's now right side up like it's going to be on the vehicle. We're going to fold the 2-bow assembly back towards the 3-bow here to attach the straps. Now, all of these assemblies have springs in them, so there's going to be some tension while you do this. If you have a friend to help you out, it's going to be a lot easier. If you don't, maybe just tie some loose ends together so it'll make it easier when you rotate everything to the back to attach your straps. Just slide them over the brackets and make sure that you don't twist them when you get them attached. After you've got the straps installed for the 2 and 3-bow, we're going to attach the 4-bow to the main frame assembly. If you don't have a friend to help you out for this, it's okay. I recommend that you hand start all the screws before you tighten them up. And the best way to do that is lift this up, pull that rear arm assembly out a little bit, and then you can go ahead and start one screw on the side closest to you. After you get the first screw started here, go to the other side, repeat those steps, get those 2 started, and then come back and finish up with the last screw and tighten everything down. I'm gonna lift this bad boy up, pull you out. Get those finger tight in both positions, and then you can go back and tighten everything down. It's a T30 Torx. Start that last screw, then switch over. Make sure you tighten those down in all 4 places. Now that we've got the main frame assembly almost complete there, we're gonna get ready to install it on the vehicle. Now, this is the time to come over here if you're worried about maybe scratching your paint up as we put that assembly on. Put some tape on here to cover up the parts where it's gonna go on or around where it's gonna go on. If you have a trim piece here, I'm not sure which model years have it or don't have it, make sure you take that off, but we're gonna go right into these locations. Our truck's a shop truck. We've got lots of scratches on it from being out in the field. So we're not gonna take that step, but If you're worried about your paint, I really recommend you take some time to protect it. Before you bring the main frame assembly over to put on the vehicle, we wanted to show you real quick up here on top. We've jumped up so you can see where the 2 bolts are going to attach those main mounts to the sport bar. There's 2 on each side, and they're going to attach with the medium M8. Now that you've got the main frame assembly ready to go on the Jeep, this is really where you got to have a friend come over and help you out. Maybe offer him a cold beverage, whatever it takes, just get him to come on over, help you pick it up and put it right on top. Now we're going to secure this in place using 2 of the medium length M8 bolts on each side. After you get those hand tight, you're going to secure with a T50 Torx. We're repeating that step on the other side. Back down on the floor here, after we've got the main frame assembly up on the vehicle, we're going to attach the rear bow arm to the sport bar. So if you remember, there was a pin that's going to go into a slot right here on the sport bar, and then you kind of rotate this up into position and secure on the bottom with the medium length M8 bolt. That's a T50 Torx to tighten that one down. Now we're over on the other side doing the same step. After we've attached the lower screw on the rear bow arm, we're going to attach the hold down straps with the upper screw in the bracket. The best way to get access to that is to lift up and rotate everything to a midway point, then snap onto the bracket and the hole will line up and you put the bolt in. And secure that with a medium M8 bolt. Use the same T50 Torx to tighten that down. We're going to repeat those steps over here on the passenger side. After we have secured the 4-bow mounting bracket and the hold down strap, we're going to attach the 5-bow arm to the 4-bow mounting bracket. This bracket, there is a right and a left. Take some time, kind of orient it. The bumper is always going to kind of be going down in this position, and there is a flange that kind of is flat so that when it folds up, it bumps up against this stop here. We're going to use the same pivot bushing assembly to secure it here. You've seen that step a couple of times. So I'm going to put that together and then we'll show you in the close-up how everything looks. It's the pivot and the thrust washer, the shoulder bearing, line up with the flats, and then it's the M6 screw and washer. To install the bracket on the other side, it's the pivot, the thrust washer, the bushing, line up the flats, which I can't see at all. And then it's the M6 end washer. After the 5-bow arms get installed on the vehicle, we're almost ready to put the deck on. To prepare for that, first thing, put something on the hood of the Jeep, like a moving blanket or some plastic tarp or something just to protect the paint, because we're gonna put this assembly on there as we put it up onto the vehicle. Second step that we have to prepare is we got 2 screws on each side that we have to remove. This is a T20 Torx. Hold on to these screws. You're gonna need them when you put everything back together. After we've got the screws out, we've moved the fabric over here onto the hood of the vehicle. You can see we've got our blanket in place to protect it. It's important that you kind of get it in the right orientation. Here's the 1-bow or the header. It's with the inside facing up and the latches towards the front bumper. We're gonna actually lift it up and rotate it and then set it down right on top of the windshield while the rest of this fabric is sitting on the hood. It's gonna make it a little easier for the rest of the assembly if you do it that way. Get your buddy back out here. He's gonna come in, he's gonna help you out and make that happen. Once you've got the header in place here, we're gonna reach back and grab the Sunrider arm and pull it down. So we'll pull the Sunrider arm down to align the holes at the front with the holes in the header, and then attach that with 2 M6 screws. Start with the round hole, then do the slot. Tighten that down using a T30 Torx. Repeat that step over here on the passenger side. After you've got the top secured to the number 1 bow, the header up here, we're gonna grab the fabric and kind of rotate that up and pull it to the back. After we've got the fabric pulled over the top, we're gonna open the Sunrider so we can get access to the tab that we took the screws out and replace those. With the Sunrider open, we're going to reattach that tab that we removed earlier with the same screws. That was a T20 Torx. After you reattach the screws, there's a foam seal. Make sure you align the radius with the radius at the front. And the back at the back. Press down to adhere to the 1 bow. We've moved over to the passenger side and we're going to repeat those steps. Fold the tab over and replace those screws with a T20 Torx. The foam, the radius to the front, and the tab at the back. After we've attached the fabric to the 1 bow, we're gonna move back here, back down on the ground to attach the side tension cable to the quarter window retainer. This cable may have got pulled up inside that pocket when you were doing the fabric at the 1 bow here, but you can find it with this zip tie. You just pull it out. Go ahead and cut this off. You won't need that for the assembly. You're gonna find the small shoulder bolt. You put a little Loctite on the threads and then you attach it. Make sure when you do that, that the flat side of the eyelet is next to the retainer. You attach that using a 2.5 millimeter hex. After you're done, that cable should rotate freely around the shoulder of the bolt. So if that cable gets pulled up back inside of the sleeve, you can pull it out with that zip tie. Go ahead and cut and remove that zip tie, you won't need it. Now, we're gonna put the shoulder bolt into the eyelet. Make sure the flat side is towards the retainer. Add a little Loctite. And then secure that with the 2.5 millimeter Allen. When it's all tight, that cable should rotate freely on the shoulder of the bolt. After we've attached the cables to the quarter window retainers, we've folded the Sunrider closed so we could get access to the number 4 bow here. We're going to attach the Staypad strap like we did on the 2 and 3. This is the shorter strap, but it attaches the same way. It slides right over the bracket. You're going to do that on both sides. For our next step, we've opened the Sunrider back up to take some tension off the deck. This is where you get your friend out to help you one more time. We're gonna hold this rear bow here, the halo up, and fold the 5 bow brackets up. Works really well if you can set it so that this tab is on that flange, and then you just rotate it into position and secure it with 2 M6 screws on each side. Tighten those up with a T30 Torx. All the M6s are T30 Torx. After you attach that 5 bow or the rear halo, we're standing at the back of the vehicle and you can see the tab where the rear strap is going to attach. We folded the top forward to make it a little easier for you to reach. Just slide that on the bracket like you did the other side. After you've got the straps attached, we're gonna secure the fabric to all the crosscar bows. I'm gonna start here at the 4 bow, then go to the 3 and the 2. It's real easy. You just fold it around and there's some hook and loop that secures the flap to the bow. After you do the 4 bow, we'll move to the 3 bow. After the 3 and 4 bow, I've moved up to the front seats to get the 2 bow. We're ready to put the quarter windows in now. There's a right and a left quarter window. At the top of the window is a round tube that's going to slide into the retainer. And at the back, there is a plastic stiffener that's going to help hold that secure on the vehicle. The best way to install that is kind of tip that round retainer a little bit and then slide it into the window retainer. Kind of keep clear of the hook and loop until you get it most of the way forward. Then we're going to attach the rear stiffener to the upper rear halo. To attach the rear panel, the post goes into the keyhole slot on the rear halo. To attach the quarter window at the front, there's a flat retainer that we're going to roll into a channel that's in the door rail here. So you locate that and you roll it in and kind of tuck it in place. Don't forget this tab at the top. The bottom of the window attaches the same way. There's a flat retainer that rolls into a channel on the belt. Start at one end and work your way to the back. When you get near the rear, there's a second retainer that goes around the corner. Make sure you pull that out and then roll that into the channel. To secure everything, there's a strap and a snap on the inside. Pinch that, get it into the retainer. Slide that forward. Then we do the keyhole here. Move to the back. Pull this retainer out. We've moved back here to the rear of the vehicle to put the rear window in. You can tell the top of the rear window because it has the straight edge with the round retainer and the little tip. The bottom has the step in it. To install that, you're going to put the round retainer into the channel on the deck and slide it across. Works a lot easier if you help support that side as you're sliding it in. To install the tailgate bar to the rear window, make sure you orient this correctly. There are two plastic tabs that are on each end of this aluminum extrusion. The bump is going to be facing up and the plastic retainer goes towards the inside. That way the seal here will be outside the vehicle where the tailgate closes. You attach that to the lower retainer and then slide it across. After you get the tailgate bar installed onto the lower part of the window, make sure it's more or less center, and then you're going to secure it to the vehicle by sliding that plastic portion into the tailgate retainer. Do that on both sides. To secure the side of the rear window, there's a flat retainer that rolls into a channel on the quarter panel. The small tab at the bottom tucks underneath. We're going to secure the other side the same way with the retainer rolled into the channel. This is always going to be the hardest one for you to do. Brand new top, hasn't stretched out yet. A little tip, if you can, let it sit out in the sun for a little bit, or maybe a warm garage so that you can loosen things up, but you're going to attach it the same way. After you've got that attached, now's a good time for you to pull that fabric down and secure that hook and loop on both sides. To secure the latches to the windshield, normally you would fold your visor down, but we broke that off on a trail ride, so no visor here. But you fold that handle forward and you can press the hook to engage on the receiver and rotate the handle up. Repeat that on both sides. When you're ready to open the Sunrider, you undo the latches and you're ready to go. You can drive this with the Sunrider open. If you are going to be off-road, maybe on the trail, a little bit more aggressive driving, there is a strap here that you can use to secure around the assembly here to kind of keep that from bouncing around, but that's not required for regular, highway driving. The top can be driven with the windows in and the roof open, or you can take all the windows out and you can fold that top down so you get the full feature of the open top. We're going to show you how to do that. Once you're ready to take all the windows out, you're just going to do it in reverse order. Rear window and then side windows. Now that you've got all the windows out, you're ready to fold the whole top down. Super easy. From one side, put your hand on the quarter window retainer and lift up and rotate to the back. To secure that, that's where we get the strap and the hook. Do that on both sides and that'll keep that top from bouncing around while you're driving down the road. This is the full open mode for the Supertop Glide. When you're ready to put this top back up, undo that strap at the back and snap it to the bracket again. And then super easy, from one side of the vehicle, you rotate that up into the Sunrider mode, and then you can close this. Don't forget to do those latches before you take off driving, but it's ready to go. One of the great features of the Supertop Glide is that you have full access to the Sunrider mode, whether the windows are in or out. Thanks for joining me today for the installation of the Supertop Glide on this 2018 and up JL two-door Wrangler. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to our customer service team. They're going to be happy to help you. I hope you have a great time enjoying all the features of this product, and we'll see you out on the trail.